The NASCAR Spring Up Series coming at you from the Bristol Motor Speedway for the 24th time in 2016. We are getting ready for NASCAR Spring Up Series racing here from the Bristol Motor Speedway for a 40-lap race here at Thunder Valley. I'm Eric Bird here in the broadcast booth, here to give you full live coverage from today's Bass Pro Shops NRA Night Race here from the Bristol Motor Speedway. We have 43 cars lined up on pit lane getting ready for the command to fire up the engines. 3 races are remaining until we will begin our chase for the Sprint Cup, and 13 drivers on pit lane on the grid already know that they will be running for a championship come chase time. 3 drivers on this grid know that right now they are in the chase, but they could fall out at any point in the next 3 races. And then the rest know that they have a lot of work to do if they want to run for the title here in 2016. In the past 2 nights, we've seen some great finishes. Tyler Reddick won Friday night's NASCAR Kedron Truck Series race here from Bristol, and last night you saw Austin Dillon pick up the Xfinity win in the NASCAR Xfinity Series last night, the Fuel 300. But tonight, the NASCAR Spring Up Series will complete the Bristol weekend with the Bass Pro Shops NRA Night Race here from Thunder Valley. Now let's send it down trackside for the command to fire up the engines.
Drivers, start your engines!
43 cars lined up on pit lane getting ready to go racing here. At the top of your screen, your starting grid will roll across the screen to see where your favorite drivers are going to start. As you saw in your front row, the number 4 of Kevin Harvick will start on the pole for the second time here in 2016, and we have 1 car not going. We'll look into that in a moment, but Kevin Harvick is on the pole in the 4, his second pole of 2016, alongside the 20 of Matt Kenseth, last week's winner. In the 20 car, Jimmy Johnson, Joey Logano, Brian Vickers, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. your top 6. Out of turn number 4, the fans are on their feet, making their way to the line. Underway here from Bristol, Kevin Harvick side by side with Matt Kenseth getting down in the turn number 1. A really good jump by Harvick. He's already going to clear that 20 car, and here comes Johnson trying to get second away. And we have Ryan Newman in the inside wall down here in turn 3. The 31 spins out the track. And we are already under a quick yellow here on lap number 1. McDowell in the outside wall off turn 4. Caution flag number 1 out already after contact with Ryan Newman in the 31. Look how this left side damage on that 31 car. Ryan Newman involved, and we can tell you that the 98 of Timmy Hill has taken this car behind the wall. The 98 was unable to fire his engine, and Timmy Hill is done for the day. Unable to even complete the first lap, unable to take the green flag, Tim Hill was, and he'll be finishing 43rd as Ryan Newman is going to get wrecked by his own RCR teammate Paul Menard off turn number 2, and David Reagan, I believe, got some contact from somebody, and there's Elliott Sadler running into the 31 of Newman. Your day 2500 champion was 18th at the time, but now finds himself 42nd on track coming to pit lane as Kevin Harvick lost the lead to the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. So now the 48 of Jimmy Johnson is your leader, and Kevin Harvick second, Matt Kenseth third, Brian Vickers and Regan Smith your top 5, Joey Logano, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Casey Kane, AJ Allmendinger, and Kyle Larson your top 10. We are now 4 laps into the Bass Pro Shops NRA Night Race here from Bristol. Going back green here this time by Jimmy Johnson is your current race leader as the 31 of Ryan Newman has taken his car behind the wall. Tough break for Ryan Newman, but good news with the 31 team. They are already mathematically in the chase, and they will be running for the championship here in 2016 because of their win in the Daytona 500 at the beginning of the year. Jimmy Johnson up front, looking for his second career win at Bristol. Can he hold off Kevin Harvick, who lost the lead early on? We're back underway, and a pretty good jump there on the restart by Kevin Harvick as Kenseth spin his tires. Off turn number 2, we already have a few cars on the apron down in turn number 1. Looks like they may be coming to pit lane. Yes, they are. As Josh Wetzel thought he was going to get turned, but Justin Allgaier on pit lane along with his teammate Michael Lynette and the 55 of David Reagan on pit lane as we go back green here from Bristol. Johnson, Harvick, Kenseth, Vickers, and Smith, your top 5. Joe Logano 6th, Stenhouse 7th, and now here comes Casey Kane on the inside of the 17 of Stenhouse. That is a battle for the 7th spot. And Kane will take the spot away from Stenhouse. Carl Edwards on the inside of Kurt Busch back here for the 13th place. And here comes Edwards' teammate Denny Hamlin trying to follow along with him in that number 11 car. McMurray, Truex, and Paul Menardi top 20. Dale Jr., Austin Dillon, Eric Almirola, Tony Stewart, and Greg Biffle. Your top 25 right now. And David Reagan now coming back onto the track. That is a tough break for David Reagan. Now remember, Reagan is coming off a 2nd place finish last weekend at Atlanta. And for a team that is going to be shutting down after 2016, Michael Walker Racing, Reagan right now running 3 laps down in 41st place. Tough break for that 55 team after they had a lot of high hopes and a lot of momentum coming into this weekend here at Bristol. After that quick yellow, we are still green in the 48 of Jimmy Johnson he is driving away from Kevin Harvick. Matt Kenseth 3rd, Brian Vickers, and Regan Smith. Now Joey Logano getting pressured by the 5 of Casey Kane. Logano does not want to give up the spot, but runs out the track. Here comes Kane with a little bit of a run on the inside. And Alex Bowman out the track here in turn 4. The leaders go to the inside, and they're 3 wide back here. Vickers, Smith, and Logano, and Vickers out the track. Here comes Logano. They're 3 wide off turn number 2. Maybe some contact. Possibly coming up to Brian Vickers or Stenhouse. They're 3 wide again. Stenhouse in the middle. Kyle Busch on the inside in the 18 car, and Regan Smith stuck in behind Alex Bowman. It's times like this when a faster car is trying to get around a slower car like this, Alex Bowman, is where we see a lot of wrecks and a lot of chaos occur. And right now the 48 trying to drive away from the number 4 of Kevin Harvick. Kenseth 3rd now, Casey Kane up to 4th, Logano 5th, and Bowman about to get wrecked by the 17 of Stenhouse. There they go, Hamlin's around. Denny Hamlin gets turned after Stenhouse tries to get around the 7 of Alex Bowman, but we stay green right now as Johnson now puts a lap down on Elliott Sadler. Sadly, I believe he had some damage early on in one of those early wrecks. Kyle Busch now trying to get around the number 10 of Regan Smith. They're scattered all over the place back here. Ryan Blaney, you have Stenhouse, he's already fell outside the top 10. Brad Keselowski, Ryan Blaney, McMurray, Allmendinger, Menard, Dillon, Truex, and Denny Hamlin got spun by the 17 is now 23rd. Tough break for Denny Hamlin. I mean, for a guy trying to close in on Kevin Harvick in the points to lock a spot in the round number 2 of the chase, and 17 of Stenhouse keeps falling back. Seems like it's every week that 17 has a good qualifying run, but just always ends up doing something to really fall back and just not get the result they were hoping for. And we're seeing it again as Stenhouse continues to drop back like a rock, as Kane is one of the fastest cars on the track now, closing in on the 20 as they're 3 wide up ahead. Kevin Harvick trying to get around the 46 of Michael Annett and the 26 of Dakota Armstrong. That allowed that 20 car to really close in. The 5 kind of lost a little bit of momentum. Casey Kane did. And now we have 34 cars remaining on the lead lap. Last one being the 32 of Jed Burton, as we've already passed the halfway point in this race. 1 car behind the wall, the 31 of Ryan Newman. Logano stuck in behind Dakota Armstrong and Kyle Busch on the outside. Here comes Smith on the inside. And Stenhouse is now 16th after getting into Denny Hamlin, who's now worked his way up into the 20th place. Almost runs into the 47 of Allmendinger. Carl Edwards in the 19 on the inside of the 15 of Brian Vickers. As the top 4 have driven away, but nobody is able to catch that 48 of Johnson just yet. But they'll have some opportunity as they'll be catching the 32 of Jed Burton and the 30 of Josh Wise, and they're going to be side by side making some contact. Right in front of our leaders, Jimmy Johnson now to the inside of Josh Wise to put him another lap down in the 30 car. And now here comes Johnson getting around Jed Burton in the 32. Ooh, Burton kind of pinned him down a little bit. Made a little bit of contact from the 48 and the 32. And Harvick trying to close in, but just can't close in really. That 48 is just that quick. And now the next car to go lap down the 51 of Justin Allgaier, who's already 2 laps down to race leader Jimmy Johnson. And we are now 11 to go, this time by for race leader Jimmy Johnson. He won his first career race here at Bristol back in 2010. And now trying to get his second win here in 2016. Trying to get his third win of the year right now here at Bristol. But this will be his second win in his career at Bristol. 34 Brett Moffitt up the track of the leader Jimmy Johnson, who's and that 20 of Kenseth really been holding on that 48, and there's a little bit of slower car or something. Dakota Armstrong, we are still green with the 26 off pace, and this right here could really help that for Harvick. 3 cars to 48 has to maneuver his way through. And Johnson stuck in behind Allgaier. They're going to be 3 wide off the corner, but Johnson makes it work almost. Gets into the 51 of Allgaier. These 3 will go lap down, and now Johnson will have some more cars between himself and second place Kevin Harvick. Alex Bowman, Matt DiBenedetto, David Reagan, Lanny Castle, Elliott Sadler, Michael McDowell. Josh Wise up the track in the 30 car. Kyle Larson, Brian Keselowski up the track. Here comes Stenhouse in the inside lane. And Kenseth and Kane have gotten around the 4 of Kevin Harvick. So now, and Johnson stuck in behind Alex Bowman in the 7. Can this be an opportunity for Kenseth to close in? Five to go for Jimmy Johnson. Can he hang on? 5 more laps to go. He does not want to see a yellow flag. Allgaier on the inside of Bowman. This is holding up Kenseth yet again. Bowman gives way, so does Allgaier. At the line, Johnson has a 0.6 of a second lead on the 20 of Kenseth. Kane out of the inside of Matt Kenseth for second. DiBenedetto shuts the door in the 48 as Kane will complete the pass in the 20 car coming off turn number 2. Turn number 4 with 3 to go now. Jimmy Johnson got his first win of the year at Martinsville, the first short track race of the entire year. He got the win there. 2 to go. He got his second win, his first career win at Kentucky. Now looking for what would be a third win of 2016. He's pretty much dominated this whole entire race. Out of turn 4, the white flag is out. 1 lap to go for Jimmy Johnson. Last time by, Casey Kane was quicker, but the 20 and the 4 in the lap course pretty much just held that 5 out just a little bit too much. Out of turn number 4, Jimmy Johnson will win at Bristol. His third win of 2016, Jimmy Johnson, the low Chevrolet, will go to victory lane. Casey Kane second. Matt Kenseth third, Kevin Harvick, and the 19 of Carl Edwards will come home with a top 5 finish. A great point stay for that number 19, and with Johnson's win tonight, that is now guaranteed at least 1 driver to make the chase on points. And with Edwards 5th and Kyle Busch 6th, great days for those 2 guys. Brian Mickers the top 10. Martin Truex Jr. 21st. Not a good day with the 78 car. But the 48 is the winner here today at Bristol. On your screen, the results in the updated chase grid after race number 24 of the year. That is on your screen right now. We have now 2 more races until the chase will begin. Darlington next weekend and the following week at Richmond. We'd like to thank you for watching today's broadcast from Thunder Valley, the Bass Pro Shops NRA Night Race. We hope you enjoyed today's coverage of the race. And congrats to Jimmy Johnson, the 2nd career win at Bristol, his 3rd win of the year. And we will see you next weekend for the NASCAR Xfinity Series race from Darlington. Goodbye, everyone.